Have you ever needed to translate a document, a book, or a website and thought, why is this so expensive? If that's the case, this video is for you. Today we're diving into why translation costs what it does, what factors influence pricing, and how you can make smarter decisions when hiring a translator. Let's get right into it. Translation technology has come a long way. Google Translate or DeepL have gained incredible recognition and are used globally, mostly for free. And they are very handy for personal use, sure. But whenever you need an official, certified or business translation, you quickly notice that they are pricey, to say the least, especially compared to that sweet free Google Translation. But why is there such a difference? Even in 2025, machine translation isn't something that you can trust blindly, especially for legal, medical or creative content of any kind. And that's also why human translators, editors, and proofreaders are still very much in demand. So while Google Translate or other free services are great to quickly translate a website, if you pay enough attention, you'll find weird, inaccurate translations. And this is not admissible when handling important documents or content. It's also worth mentioning that none of these free services can certify a document yet. Also, that's without mentioning the fact that services like Google Translate use your translations to train their AI services. That means they keep your data, which, if you're concerned about digital safety and privacy, sounds pretty bad. Of course, that isn't a concern with services like ours, since we have an SOC 2 and HIPAA-compliant platform. We also implement AI and machine translations, but we do it in a much safer way and with the advantage of employing human proofreaders to ensure high-quality translations. Now let's talk about what else affects the cost of translation. Language pairs. If you're translating from English to Spanish, that's cheaper than, say, English to Icelandic, simply because the rarer the language, the fewer translators are available, and the higher the cost. There's also a case to be made about even rarer combinations like Japanese to Swahili, which might require more work, like translating Japanese to English first, and then English to Swahili, and then running several back translations to ensure accuracy. This is something that will definitely ramp up the cost. Document length. This is pretty straightforward. Longer documents cost more. Most translation companies charge per word, but if your document has tables, images, or formatting quirks, they might charge per page instead. Complexity and specialization. A marketing blog is one thing, but medical and legal documents are usually more expensive due to the specialization they require. In MotaWord's case, we paired your projects with native speakers who have experience in specific industries to ensure the quality is all there. Now, another thing to consider is the pricing model of the agency you're working with. These are the most common pricing models in the translation industry. And those are the most common pricing models for agencies and freelancers alike. And talking about freelancers, what about them? You might be thinking of hiring a freelancer on Fiverr or Upwork or any other similar platform, which is also an excellent alternative. However, when thinking about freelancers, there are a couple of things that might keep you away from them. For example, there's a huge pool of translators out there, which might sound like a good thing, but it makes finding the right person harder. Whenever you publish a job offer on Upwork, your messages will be flooded with people. And again, this might sound great, but when you have to make an actual decision, you'll find there are several AI-sounding proposals, fake profiles, scammers, and even more red flags. Sadly, platforms like Upwork or Freelancer are also famous for people who outsource their work or use machine translations. There are also huge variations in terms of cost, which might not be in your best interest if you want a quick solution. And of course, there are hundreds of thousands of high-quality professionals offering their services on these platforms. But how can you tell who is a good candidate among hundreds of applicants? That's why we usually recommend going with more trustworthy translation agencies, which offer better prices and are generally better in terms of translation quality. Now let's talk about the cost of MotaWord's services. We pride ourselves on being one of the most reliable online translation services out there. We offer high-quality translations at competitive prices that vary according to the type of translation you need. For example, if you need birth, marriage, or any type of certificate translation, The cost is per word, which is much more affordable when compared to services that charge per page. Additionally, we don't charge for our translation certificates or digital notarization services, so you can expect the cost to remain the same after getting a quote. Finally, to ensure our translations are high quality, we use the help of a network of over 20,000 native translators from around the world. Most of them are also experienced in specific fields like medicine, legal work, programming, gaming, and other industries that rely heavily on translations. That way, we can match your project with translators with experience in the field of your required translations, which improves the resulting work significantly. To get your quote, simply go to our website, upload your document, and calculate the cost of your translation in seconds. Translation is about communication. It's about getting your message across clearly, accurately, and effectively. So, whether you're translating a document or a full marketing campaign, understanding the cost and the value of professional translation is key. And that's it for today's video. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content related to translations. Thanks for watching, and until next video.